In 1775, American patriots were fighting for one thing: liberty. They wrote it into their founding documents. They died for it. They declared it was a God-given right. But there was one group they were willing to deny it to, completely. When George Washington took command of the Continental Army in July 1775, he issued an order so blunt it's almost hard to believe. No black people, not enslaved, not free, no black soldiers, period. He didn't just reject new recruits. He tried to expel black men who were already fighting, men who had bled at Lexington, at Concord, at Bunker Hill. Washington wrote to Congress demanding they all be removed immediately. The Southern delegates backed him. The hypocrisy of fighting for freedom while denying it to black Americans was, to them, acceptable. Then something changed everything. In November 1775, just 4 months after Washington's ban, Lord Dunmore, the royal governor of Virginia, issued a proclamation that terrified American patriots more than any British warship ever could. He promised freedom to any enslaved person owned by a patriot who escaped and joined the British Army. He called it martial law. He signed it into history, and enslaved people responded immediately. Within 1 month, 300 black men had joined what Dunmore called his Ethiopian regiment. They marched into battle with the words "Liberty to Slaves" emblazoned across their chests. They were willing to fight for the crown because the crown was offering what their own country refused: freedom. Dunmore's forces, suddenly half black, half British, became a nightmare scenario for American slaveholders. According to historians, up to 20,000 enslaved people would eventually flee to British lines, seeing the British Army as their only path to liberty. Washington panicked, not because he suddenly believed in freedom for black people. He panicked because he understood the math. If enslaved people kept running to the British, the patriot cause would collapse. He wrote to Congress in near hysteria, comparing Dunmore's tactics to a snowball rolling downhill, growing larger with every turn. Otherwise, like a snowball enrolling, Washington warned, Dunmore's army will get size. So Washington did what warfare forced him to do. He reversed his ban. By December 1775, just weeks after issuing his expulsion order, Washington was approving the enlistment of free black men. He had no moral awakening, no sudden belief in equality. He had a military problem, and black soldiers were the solution. By January 1776, Congress had officially removed the ban on black enlistment. The numbers tell the real story. According to Continental Army muster rolls from 1778, at least 755 black soldiers were documented serving in the ranks. In Massachusetts, integrated regiments fought side by side. In Rhode Island, the 1st Rhode Island Regiment became the first American military unit to formally integrate soldiers of African descent with white soldiers, with Native Americans fighting alongside both. Between 120 and 140 of the regiment's 250 soldiers were black. By the end of the Revolutionary War, an estimated 5,000 black men had served in the Continental Army. Historians estimate another 20,000 had served the British, hoping for the freedom the Americans wouldn't give them. Some fought for America and won their freedom through service. Others fought for Britain, earned their freedom, and when the war ended, the British evacuated them to Nova Scotia, then later to Sierra Leone. Many faced betrayal, many faced re-enslavement, many died. Here's what haunts me about this history. America didn't integrate its military because it believed in freedom for all people. It integrated because an enemy forced its hand. America didn't free black soldiers because it valued their lives. It freed them because it was losing a war and needed bodies on the battlefield. The proclamation that changed everything wasn't written by an American patriot. It was written by a British loyalist. 5,000 black soldiers, willing to die for a country that had rejected them, fighting for independence while being denied independence themselves, choosing between two armies and finding that neither truly offered what they deserved: equality. The Founding Fathers spoke of liberty as a universal truth, but when it came time to grant it, they needed an enemy to force their hand. What gets me about this isn't just the hypocrisy, it's that it took an enemy offering freedom for America to even consider it. Black soldiers forced America's hand. Drop in comments. What do you think about how America's military integration was driven by desperation, not principle? Does that change how you see it?